What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Reverse 1999 video. Let's talk about something, guys. Banners. Banners. So we have the CN version that's been out for quite some time, and it looks like it may follow the way Global is going to drop. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to review a few of these banners, and then I'm going to show you guys some of the most wanted characters and who are must-haves for your team and why. And then we're going to see some of the gameplay for these units, okay? So let's look at the new banners here. The standard banners are going to be released every 2 weeks in the CN version, so we may see the same thing come out with our version. It may be a little bit different, but every new release will be every 3 weeks. So it's going to give you guys an ample amount of time to save your currency for the unit you're going for or you want, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about this. So the first rate-up banner, like we have, is Sotheby, which you guys can see it's X Charlie and Sotheby here. And then the standard banner as well is going to be A Knight, Tenant, and B Cornbloom. Sorry, I keep forgetting her name for some reason. Okay, so the new, and you can see here, this started off at 1305, 1306, and then 1306 to 2706. So this was released at separate times. We got two banners back to back. So this was May, this was June, okay? The next release they had was actually Melania. So Melania, early game, end game, are going to be A on the tier list. We'll do a full tier list as well using Pridewind's tier list, and I'll break it down for you guys. She is a 6-star character. She's a beast unit. If you guys click on her, you can see exactly what she does. She's a mental damage unit. So she is a single target, 650% mental damage, gains one layer of Skillful Thief. Skillful Thief is enhanced, reducing by 1 after effect takes place. So Melania's next spell is enhanced, essentially. Exploitation is also a single target damage dealing move. Again, steals 1 Moxie from the target, which is really nice. And as you increase it, it continues to steal, and then also reduces the target's Moxie by 1. You gain a Moxie, and then also Skillful State. If in the Skillful State, you actually steal an extra Moxie from the target, so you can steal up to 2 Moxies and reduce the opponent's Moxie -1. So a great unit for bosses. Absolutely, like, incredible for bosses, right? So this unit here is not one of the top units that people recommend, right? But she's actually not bad. So depending on what you want to do, Melania will be one of the ones we'll see. Balloon Party will be in there as well as Sweetheart. And this one, I think, was, yeah, I mean, this one almost came out almost the same time as A Knight. So there's the difference there. It was a little bit of a different timing for us versus them, but this may be the next banner we see, okay? We might see Melania next. Next, rated banner was Voyageur, DK, and Necrologist. Again, very good banner, but this is a standard banner, and you can pull these guys from the standard banner currently that exists, or any existing banner if you get the 50-50 chance, right? So you may want to avoid this one, guys, unless you're really going for Voyageur. And then after that, you're going to see Pickles. Pickles is a mineral and SS late and early tier unit, so very, very good unit, right? It is a mental unit as well, too. It's a DPS support and a dispeller. So thus spoke Pickles. I love this. This unit reminds me of Cosmo from Marvel. So one target attack deals 500% mental damage after casting, deals the damage dealt of all allies by 30% for 2 rounds. So this increases the damage, so giving you guys a massive boost to your DPS. If in the clarification on proposition state, the duration of the damage dealt increased effect will be extended by 1, right? So if you have this state currently, not only is it 2 rounds, but it increases to 3 rounds, making it even more powerful. Sorry, guys, for all the ads. Nihilism is going to be 1 target attack deals 200% mental damage. If in the clarification of proposition state, this deals an additional 50% mental damage. And as you increase this, it does more damage and then more mental damage as it comes along. And then Judgment of the Ball. Mass attack, so this is an AoE, deals 150% mental damage to 2 enemies. Again, if you're in the clarification stage or state, this attack will enjoy 25% penetration. And then also here, Dispel status POS, and counters off of units. So very good dispeller, and this is where the dispelling comes into place, right? So extremely, extremely good unit, guys. Also sits really well with someone like Eternity. Pairs really well because it dispels, obviously, and stuff, and does really good damage. And increasing the fact that it increases the additional allies damage by 30% is pretty wild. So very, very powerful unit, and one that a lot of people may want to go for if they're fully building a mineral team, but not one that is some of the more popular one, right? And this one drops 0607, 2707. This was a little bit earlier, actually, than this one here, which is interesting. So it came out before the Voyageur one, okay? So standard rate up. Next one was Druvis, and this was now in the month of July. Druvis 3. And then Lilia came out after that, again in July. And then a new release, Tooth Fairy, which is the first big unit that everybody is going to want. Okay, so Tooth Fairy is a star unit, 6 stars, mental damage. Now, what makes Tooth Fairy so powerful and so useful is because it offers a lot of crit. Okay, so Tooth Fairy, the Bad Tooth move, which is the special, one target attack, 500%. This attack enjoys 30% crit rate, purify all allies of stat down, negative status, and control, right? He's a healer, debuffer, and a purifier after scoring a crit. So your chances of scoring a crit obviously is going to be very high here. Debuff, one target attack, deals 150% mental damage and gives the target one stack of confusion. Confusion is crit resist minus 25%, can stack. Each stack is timed independently, guys. And this is extremely powerful because if you reduce the crit resist of an opponent, that means everyone else's crit rate rises up, right? That's the beauty of this one. And then Lullaby, a mass heal, heals all allies for the caster's attack times 80% of HP, which is incredible. This healing enjoys a 30% crit rate increase as well. So very, very strong. If you look at the 3-star, it goes up to 200%. So Tooth Fairy, guys, is going to be one of the more powerful characters that people are looking forward to. So I'm going to quickly give you guys a run through. Devil Bull has a good example. So here, you guys can watch a little bit of gameplay, right? So it is in the CN version, so everything here is CN related, but you guys can kind of get the gist of it. So there's the tooth buff there. I believe that gives you the crit bonus. There's a debuff right there. You guys can see some of the action, like pretty damn decent damage. There's the health going together. And this is soloing, right? So this is a solo version of this unit right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and see a couple more moves here. Okay, combining. So he's going to do his ultimate next. Okay, here we go. $5,056, killed off that opponent. Got an extra toothache or bad tooth or whatever it's called. The buff essentially went up to 5 now. Here's a little bit of healing. It's a pretty strong heal. And see, it took away the full amount there, so the buff went down to 1 again, okay? There you go, a little bit more attacking. Haven't seen a crit yet, which is ironic enough for a unit that's, provides crit rate and stuff, but gonna be easily one of the best healers for sure in the game. One of the best buffers and debuffers as well. So a unit that is a must-have. So there you guys go. That one is completed, and that is a version of it. This unit is something you definitely want to go for. Again, the review here, there isn't really one right now for global because he's not out, but it will be available to you. And you guys can see here the portrays will increase the ultimate damage, of course, reduce crit resistance, etc. Right? And Baby Tooth is the buff that they offer. Baby Tooth, when stacked to 5 layers, will be consumed at the beginning of the round and reduce all enemies' crit resistance and critical defense. So very, very strong special effect on this unit. So Tooth Fairy, one of the biggest ones, especially with Lilia, if you use Lilia a lot or any other crit-related unit, this is a must-have. And has Becorn Bloom and Bloony on this one as well. Becorn Bloom we know is one of the top 5-star units. So definitely, guys, a must-have unit and banner to save for. So this one here, I think, released a month later or 2 months later. So we may see it down the line in the same type of pattern where it's 2 months away or a month and a half away. So definitely gives you guys some time to start saving up, I hope. Okay, then it's Regulus. And then you have Changeling. Now, Changeling is going to be your poison unit. This is the one that you want to pair with Sotheby if you have. Now, I have Sotheby and I want to build a poison team because poison teams are so powerful in all gacha games. They're usually the main damage dealing units for boss fights. So this is a 6-star plant reality damage, poison DPS, gazing from the deep woods, mass attack, deals 350% reality damage, inflicts poison on all targets for 2 turns. So this is huge. It is an AoE as well too, so you're going to put poison all over the place. Now put this with Sotheby. If you guys can stack a ton of poison and do Sotheby's ultimate, it'll instantly take up all those consumptions of poison and do the damage right away rather than ticking over time. You can see a massive amount of poison going through, right? So here you go, the regular white carpet move. One target attack deals 180% reality damage. If the target is in the poison state, will deal additional 40% reality damage, and each additional poison stack after that raises the reality damage done by 20% up to an extra 40%. So you can enjoy an up to an extra 80% more damage with white carpet. If you look down at the 3-star, it gets pretty crazy damage-wise, right? And go all the way up to 100%, 200%, 650% for white carpet damage. Pretty crazy for how much it can do here. Visit from Friends, a mass attack deals 135% reality damage to 2 enemies. If the target is inflicted with stats down, negative status, or control, deals an additional 30%. Okay? So very, very, very powerful, guys. Also, special effects, poison. This is what poison does, if you don't know. At the end of the round, takes Genesis damage based on times 30% of the caster's attack, and it can stack, okay? So again, very, very powerful unit. And again, we have a little bit of gameplay here. I'll put these guys' channels in the description so you guys can kind of take a look. This one is by Muri here. So we'll go ahead and take a look at Changeling's gameplay, guys, so you guys can get an idea of how she works. There you go. Starts off with 2 poisons right away. Okay, you guys can see here 2 extra attacks are coming up. There's 1 attack there. And this one here should kill that unit right away. Another one coming up. And we should see a couple of different moves right now. We should see probably the ultimate here, which will also do a poison attack, right? It looks so cool, man, honestly. They've done such a good job with it. Okay, there's damage, and there's the 2 stacks of poison. There's a kill right there. And that's pretty much it. So stacking her with Sotheby, if you summon for Sotheby, you're going to be in a really, really good place, guys, for a poison team, and you're going to dominate, most likely, most poison fights. And again, they're usually some of the best ones out there, okay? So there you guys have that. Now that banner will be coming right after Tooth Fairy, so you'll kind of have to pick and choose. Unless you're a whale, then you'll go whichever way you want. But you can see there's not that much space apart. There is 27 of July, and then this one happened in August 17th. So I mean, a little less than a month to save up, but hopefully by then you'll have enough to get for both if that's what you're aiming for. Then it's Anan Lee, and then it's going to be Eternity, and then it's Shamaine, and then Centurion, and then Black Dwarf. That's the next big one that everybody wants, and that's another mineral unit that does mental damage. Now Black Dwarf is a heavy, heavy damage dealer. So Singular Perfection, 1 target attack, removes all planets, deals 600% mental damage, gains 2 stacks of Full Moon. Full Moon plus 6% skill power for each stack. Planets are capped at 3. So this is what planet does. Saturn gives you plus 6 penetration rate for each stack. Planets are capped at 3. If you have Mars, you get plus 6 leech rate for each stack, and planets are capped at 3 there again. And then Full Moon gives you plus 6 skill power for each stack. Again, you can go up to 3 times this amount for each one of these skills, right? Enchanted Strike, 1 target attack, deals 180% mental damage. Upon casting, gains 1 stack of Saturn, which gives you the penetration rate. Again, capped at 3. And then if you go further down here, Mythical Meteors gives you 1 stack of Mars. So depending on what you guys want to do with your skills and your special, these are the skills you're going to cast. Okay, so again, a super, super powerful AoE / single target unit with very, very good buffs. And then again, the planet powers are there. And then Empower Incantation 2, when a round begins, 2 random incantations gain plus 1 star. So again, probably another top tier unit that everybody's is going to want to go for. And again, going back to Divable's channel here, again, I'll put the link in the description below for you guys so you guys can look. This is how Black Dwarf works as a unit. Okay, you guys can kind of take a look here, see the animations. There you guys see their planet attack right there. Zone attack right there. Probably going to see a special coming up very soon. And again, these units are currently not out in the global version, but we can expect them to be out. And these are probably the top 3 units, guys, that everybody's going to want to see. Now, this team here, it's Anan Lee, Shamaine, has Black Dwarf, and Tooth Fairy, right? So you're going to probably see some pretty crazy damage come up very soon. All right, so there's some more damage there. And there you guys go. This is the ultimate here, right? Look at that. Look at that crazy, crazy damage. So there you guys go. 3 of the top units to expect to come out. Now, Black Dwarf's banner was in, looks like it was in, also in September. So, I mean, a pretty far away banner. Again, if they're following the same pattern, we have quite some time to save. So, for all those folks who are currently saving now, kudos to you. I don't know how you're doing it. I'm going to save for as much as I can. Probably the next unit I'm going to go for is probably going to be Changeling or Tooth Fairy. Both of them are incredible units. But I think Changeling right now is the other unit that I want to go for more because I have Sotheby and I do want to build a poison team. But if Tooth Fairy comes out first and there's not a big gap between the two of them, I still might end up going as a free-to-play player. You're going to probably have to pick and choose on which ones you're going to go for, and hopefully you actually get lucky and summon them. But remember, guys, based on what you currently have and what you started with, you should kind of build a roadmap for yourself and kind of focus on 1 or 2 units rather than all 3 of them, and see which ones are going to impact your current account the most and help you the most in that. Okay. All right, guys. This is Payne. Again, shout out to Pride1. I'll put that link in the description as well as those videos in the description. You guys can check out their channels, subscribe to them. More of this game to come. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.